call to order the Douglasville City Council regular meeting for tonight, which is Monday, December the 5th. We'll have our invocation that will be done by Pastor Roger Vest, the senior pastor of the Douglasville First United Methodist Church. And after that, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Again, it is an honor to come back and to be with y'all again. I'm about finished my first 5 months in Douglasville, and so I'm excited about the possibilities of ministry in this community. We are willing to serve with anyone to better the people of Douglasville. So if I can help you in any way, if our church can help you in any way, please let me know. Will you bow your heads, please? Almighty Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the rain that you have sent to us, and we thank you for the sunshine that will follow the rain. We thank you for the parade, Lord, that we had just the other day, and seeing all the people of Douglasville gathering together for a celebration. Father, we ask that you guide the thoughts, the discussions, and the decisions that are made by this council. Lord, that you give them strength and wisdom to do what is right, to do what is necessary for the people of this community. Father, thank you for all that you do, and thank you for everyone that is committed to making our town a better place. Lord, all these things we pray in Christ's name. Amen. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem, for leading us in the pledge, and we appreciate Pastor Roger Vest that you coming in and extending the invitation. You still have the baby doll smell on you from Christmas time when you're doing the community. So welcome, and thank you so much for giving of your time this evening. God bless you. Yes, sir. I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville City Council regular meeting. My name is Rochelle Robinson. I'm mayor of the city of Douglasville, and this meeting will go just a little bit differently from the one that we had last Thursday, as this is a voting meeting. It'll go a little quicker than it typically does. So we'll just ask that you'll bring new information if you have it. Again, I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville City Council meeting. This is a meeting where we are voting on items that were discussed last Thursday at our legislative work session. If you're here for a business that is not listed on the agenda item, there will be ample time on the agenda item, comments from citizens and delegates for you to discuss your business. I'll go over just a few protocol issues, and then we will get into our meeting. I ask that you please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments or a presentation that is disrespectful or towards any person, group of individuals or individuals. The agenda items will be handled as the following. The committee chairperson will ask or read the agenda item, and then that person or representative will make his or her presentation. We ask that you will just bring new information to us if you have some information that was not discussed last Thursday. If you have new information, we ask that you bring that time, but not repeat the same information that you had last week. Again, if this is a public hearing portion on the agenda, there are 20 minutes for those in favor, 20 minutes for those in opposition, and each person has 5 minutes. And again, we ask that you would just bring new information. When you come to the podium, please give us your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to speak to us. Again, it's not question and answer format. We're just here to hear the information, deliberate, and make our decisions today. So those are kind of the instructions. If you have social media, as far as a cell phone or any kind of device, please put those in silent mode or turn those off until after the meeting, so they'll not be disruptive to us. And if you have printed material, please hand that printed material to our city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, and she will distribute that information to us so that we can make our decisions. Again, it's going to go a little quicker than it did last week because it's a voting meeting, so we won't have as much conversation or ask any more questions unless we need clarification on something. So the agendas are handled, the items are handled by the committee chairperson, and now we will go down through the agenda as is presented. There are paper copies outside, or you can follow us on the screen. So the first agenda item is approval of the minutes. I open the floor for a motion to adoption of the regular meeting agenda for December 5th, 2022.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. I have a motion. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second to adopt the regular meeting agenda for December 5th, which is today, 2002. Do we have any questions or comments from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving or adopting the regular meeting agenda for tonight, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The agenda is adopted for the regular meeting for tonight, which is December 5th, 2022, unanimously. So we'll move on now to the approval of the minutes. I will open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes of the November 17th, 2022 legislative work session and minutes of November 21st, 2022 special called committee meetings, executive session, and regular meetings. Open the floor for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Watts. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There was a dueling second. Did you get it, Ms. Acker? Councilman Adams? Okay. It's been properly moved in second to approve the minutes of November 17th, 2022 legislative work session, minutes of the 21st, 2022 special call meeting minutes, and meetings, executive session, and regular meeting. Any questions or comments from council members? Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 22-420 is unanimously approved. We'll move on then to the consent agenda. I will open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we get Mayor Pro Tem or Councilman Adams? You heard Mr. Estes?
Mr.
Did someone push the button?
I'm the closest.
Hey.
We didn't have anyone to register in, Ms. Acker? It hasn't come through? Okay. Tell me when it's, who was it? Mr. Estes, okay. It's been properly moved in second by Councilman Davis to move to approve the consent agenda, and second by Councilmember Estes. Do we have any questions or comments from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The consent agenda is unanimously approved. Now we'll move on to our next committee, which is Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business at this time under the Economic Development Committee.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Excuse me. We'll move on then to Finance Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have
You're
one
welcome.
item tonight under Finance.
Mhm.
Authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with Contour Engineering LLC for material testing services related to the Jesse Davis Park project. Mr. Marcus Thompson gave us information on that item on Thursday night, and I did not ask for it to be on the consent agenda because Dr. LaShawn Burdanley was not with us. So I want to make sure she had opportunity to ask any questions of Mr. Thompson.
Thank you.
All right, Marcus Thompson, City Engineer,
Yes, sir.
6701 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134. Just want to reiterate to any new listeners that the agreement before you this evening is standard for major construction projects. Typically, a geotechnical engineering and environmental firm is hired as an unbiased observer to ensure that the project will be successful before any foundations are laid. By observing the quality of the subsurface areas and other construction-related materials. Just making sure that the construction materials meet all state codes and project requirements. The materials testing includes the following: soil, concrete, asphalt, crushed stone materials, roofing materials, and steel. Are there any additional questions?
No, thank you, Chairman Adams. I read over everything, and it looks great. Glad to know this is underway. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Burdanley. Did
Yes,
not
sir.
mean to put you on the spot.
No, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes. Other questions or comments that may have come about since Thursday's meeting? We'll move right on if not. Okay, thank you, Mr. Thompson. We'll make a motion then that we approve item 22-422.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. It says 22-421. Does yours say 22?
I'm sorry, 421. My apologies. I will change that motion to item 22-421.
I think you were thinking about the game or something
Yes,
last week.
that's what
with
it
Georgia.
is.
That could have done it.
Okay. So, yes, sir, the approval of the change for the item 22-421. Do we have any, do I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 22-421. Do we have any additional comments or questions as relates to this item? Thank you. I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-421 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman and Engineer Marcus Thompson. We appreciate that, City Engineer. We'll move on then to Housing and Community Affairs Committee. That's led by the committee chair, Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee, Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Madam Mayor, at this time, we have no business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. Personnel and Organization Committee Chairperson, Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in personnel and organization.
Thank you so much, Coach. Planning and Development Committee chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight under Planning and Development.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. Public Improvement and Beautification Committee chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business this evening for public improvement and beautification.
Thank you so much, budding bride-to-be.
Yeah.
Public Relations Committee chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The PR Committee has no business this evening.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety Committee, we do have some business. Chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Yes, ma'am, we have a couple of items, and I'm going to start with item A. Consider a request to convert the probationary license to an annual license for the alcoholic beverage license for the on-premise sale, consumption of wine and malt beverage and spirit liquor following establishment, proposed license, Silver Link Enterprise LLC, DBA CRU, location 8440 Courthouse Square East. Proposed agent outlet manager, Portia Pearman. The required fees have been paid into the finance department.
Okay.
Ms. Pearman, please come down.
Good evening.
State your name and,
Portia Perryman, 8440 Courthouse Square East.
Marcus Perriman, 8440 Courthouse Square East.
okay. Before I make a motion, is there any, Mayor and Council, do you all have anything new to speak about before we make our motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Just wanted to make a comment. I understand in having our discussion on Thursday night that the applicant stated that they had not operated during that full 6-month period that this temporary license was granted. And taking that into consideration, I would assume it may be beneficial for us to extend that for some period of time. And I understand that the council, mayor and council are in total control as to what to do for that. I would just request that we consider doing that and continue it as a probationary license rather than an annual license, if there's any possibility of doing that, since they did not have the opportunity to operate, to give us the time to see how they fit into the community. Just curious if that would be an option.
Okay, anyone else from the council? Madam Mayor?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, and maybe I'll wait until after your motion to see, because I thought we were asked to consider another entity to the business that wasn't brought to us before by Ms. Reed, but we'll wait until after.
Anyone else?
There's another service provided.
Anyone else?
I second the comments from Councilmember Adams. I mean, I think to give you all a chance to fully operate, and demonstrate the quality of your establishment and the service that you offer, I agree that I think it's appropriate to do an additional probationary license.
Anyone else? Before I make the motion, Council?
Yes, I'd like to make a comment, and I apologize that I wasn't here on last Thursday to take care of some family business. So, can you just explain why you closed and where are you now? Like, the reason why you closed and what is different?
Our biggest reason for closing was we were just doing some restructuring as well as some additional training within the building, and we're in the works now of reopening for this upcoming month.
Great. So I personally want to see you do great, and I think you will. I have had some comments in regards to your business, and the time I wanted to visit, you were closed, but I'm glad that you're going to reopen. I've had some good comments, actually, so I want to see you succeed. That's all the comment I have.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone else? Councilman Watts?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I do like the suggestion that has been made by Councilman Adams and Councilman Estes. And I do appreciate Councilman Burdanley's wishes for any business, your business and any business that we have in Douglasville. We want them to succeed. But I do agree that extending that probationary period for whatever length of time is suggested would work for me.
Okay, if there's no other from the...
Chairman, can I ask a question? If so, there was probation at the beginning when your business opened, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just kind of picking up where you left off? Is that what's happening? Is that, Ms. Hampton?
We're at the end of that probationary period. So you're at the point to be able to either extend to give a full license, another probationary period, or whatever the mayor and council.
So how much time in between? Like, when you closed, the probation would have ended now. So are we looking at another month?
This is the ending month of their probationary period.
But if we extended it...
From what we have on our record, our probationary period doesn't end until the end of January, but we were presented the offer to come to the hearing sooner, basically. So we were only about 4 months in, because we still have December and technically January that we would have went through as well.
So after January, is this when it would end, is what I'm asking? 15th?
January 15th.
Yes, okay, so January 15th. Yes, I understand. Yes, sir?
Madam
Yes,
Mayor?
ma'am.
Thank you. You all raised another question. It seems like before Councilman Davis makes his recommendation or his motion, that we've had some recommendations from council members. And I just wanted to ask Ms. Perryman, when you said that you were doing restructuring after you all closed and you were looking to your intent, as Councilmember Dr. Burdanley asked, that your intent was from the time that you closed to restructure and come back and request your license. Are you, when you did restructuring, are you making room for hookah as one of your services? And that was one of the questions I was going to ask before Councilmember, or after Councilmember Davis, the chairperson, had given his recommendation. But I know initially you said you were not, but then I heard that you all were. There was a statement made that you were. So I just wanted to get a understanding.
So we have been in talks with the building department about that. So as of now, it's still in conversation just of what's being needed.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we extend the 180 days probation period to -22-401.
Thank you so much, Councilmember. Mr. Chairman, so you're extending the 180 days after January 15th or starting today?
6 months.
After January the 15th or until January 15th?
That's what I'm trying to get clarity.
After January 15th.
From the 15th to the next 6 months out.
Is that the way it would have been?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're being fair. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Councilman Davis, but, so they did part of the, go ahead, Ms. Hampton, I see your...
January 15th is the final date for their temporary license.
That would have been 6 months.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, Councilman Davis, your motion is to extend 180 days from January 15th. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Okay. So I have a motion from the Chair, Councilmember Davis. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 22-401 with the extension of 180 days, starting from January 15th, 2023, and 180 days after that. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members?
Yes, I'm sorry to be the one confused.
That's okay.
I just want to make sure. So the probation, you're opening when?
We don't have a set date, but as of now, we're planning for this December.
So if you open in December, the probationary period won't start until January?
No, they're
It's already
they're
under
under
probation.
they're under their old
It ends
probationary.
It's
January
adding
15th.
time.
So we're looking at going till May, 180 days after January 15th? July.
Sounds like July 15th to me.
Like July
Yep.
15th.
They haven't been open.
That's the only question I have.
Okay. So the probationary period will not end until January 15th, 2023. You have 180 days from that date for your 6-month extension of a probationary period, which will be
Correct.
July 15th, 2023.
So basically, it'll have been a year pretty much.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Mr.
Any-
Chairman,
Oh, go ahead.
just want to make sure that your motion doesn't include anything that would pertain to their operating time, but this would be calendar days running regardless of whether or not they are open. Is that, just point of clarity?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. So regardless of when they reopened, their probationary period would end on July
July.
15th, whether they operate a day or 6 months or whatever. 180
Right.
days. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you so much. Any other comments? Thank you. Not hearing any. We have a motion by the Chair, Councilmember Davis, and second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 22-401 with an extension of the probationary period to extend 180 days after January 15th, 2023 to July the 15th, 2023 calendar days. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor of approving this motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it with the stipulations that are previously read. Item 22-401 is unanimously approved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam Mayor, moving right along to item B.
Mhm.
Consider the application for alcoholic beverage license for the retail package sale of wine and malt beverages at the following establishment. Proposed license, Family Dollar Stores of Georgia LLC, DBA Family Dollar Store, number 32663, location 2107 Fathom Road. Proposed agent outlet manager Curtis Barrett. Required fees have been paid into the finance department. Mr. Barrett, please come down. Thank you.
Thank you again, Mayor and council members. James Bally, 1100 Circle 75 Parkway, Suite 210, Atlanta, Georgia. I appreciated your time on Thursday night, and I have again with me Mr. Barrett. We're here to answer any additional questions you have, but unless somebody has anything, I really don't have anything to add to my presentation.
Okay, thank you. Mayor and council? Councilman Dennis, since you was not here the other night, this is a Family Dollar. And, and if we got any from mayor and council? Madam Mayor?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, Madam Mayor, I make a motion, I make a motion that we approve 22-402.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much. It's dueling seconds from Mayor Pro Tem and Councilman Estes. Do you have one? Who do you have sitting? Mr. Estes. Okay.
Beats me at Jeopardy every
I
time.
know. It's been properly moved in second, moved by the Chair, Councilman Adams, and second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 22-402. Do we have any additional comments or questions as it relates to this item? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-402 is unanimously approved. Congratulations. You're welcome.
That's all I have, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on then to Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you so much, Councilman Watts. Technology Committee, chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Technology Committee at this time.
Thank you, sir. Transportation Committee, chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under transportation tonight.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All righty, do we have any other business to come before committees tonight? I mean, for the regular agenda council meeting?
Yes, hi, Madam Mayor. I have two comments,
Mhm.
please. I want to just say thank you so much for Ms. Hampton always getting back. She's everything that you do. You're always responsive. Thank you so much. I just wanted to get your just a question in regards to the follow-up, like for like complaints from a constituent. What is the like? There's really not a turnaround time, and I'm speaking of one of the constituents that we met with back in maybe 2 months ago. So is there an inventory on, like, when there's a complaint? We did talk about that, but how things are moving along?
I wish I could say that there were, I mean, in particular, you know, as you mentioned, I just sent the follow-up, actually a few minutes ago, to that constituent. Several of those items are not necessarily under our control.
Right.
Things that we can respond to, that we have control over, typically those things, as you know, are handled expediently.
Yes.
For instance, you asked a question about the lights. That was one of the questions. Mr. Roberts was able to determine that the reason the lights are out is due to the construction with the apartment complex. So on 92.
Oh, so are you, when you speak of the lights, you mean around the curve?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, not necessarily the Christmas lights.
Correct,
I
correct.
gotcha. Okay, so that wouldn't be on us. That would be another GDOT.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Or
Mr.
the
Roberts is
developer.
working to work those through.
Gotcha.
Oftentimes, the delay comes in when we have to get with other agencies like the Georgia Department of Transportation, Norfolk Southern, or even sometimes the county. And we respond when we get the information from them, but we typically are not able to get a firm
deadline.
estimated deadline.
Right,
But I wish I could give you one, but we do try our best to get the answer as soon as we can.
Yes, so I have encouraged several of our neighborhood captains, which he is one, to get into our class. Hopefully he'll get in next year, and then we can go from there. But my other comment is in regards to some of the trees, the limbs. I know some of the trees that I've identified with the limbs hanging over the road are on our city right-of-way, I think, and some are in, are on the property of an owner, homeowner, or business owner. So those that I could contact, I did, but what do we do like now? There are some trees that are hanging. So I just wanted to know, what's the timeline? Are we looking at them? I did see a truck on Strickland Street at one point, kind of going down, but what is the status?
We have, and I know Mr. Roberts and I are talking about those trees to get some help from the Douglas County Department of Transportation as
Okay.
well. So as soon as we get back an ETA on being able to have those removed, I'll
Thank
be
you.
able to let you know.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Dr.
Ms. Hampton.
Burdanley. Yes, ma'am. Any other? Yes, sir. Councilman Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to give a shout out to all the staff and all of our citizens and all of the participants in the parade on Friday night. I think it was a huge success, and I see almost everyone in this room, staff members, many of you were there, and it was a lot of fun. I appreciate everything everyone has done to continue that, and I want to say, I don't know that there's a report that said that we would have had a larger number of entrants, but I know we had a really good crowd, and I'm thankful for each one of you that had a part. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. I'm gonna come and pinch you. I didn't see you. You didn't come up when I said council members?
No, ma'am, I walked in the parade.
Okay.
I walked the distance. Did you ride or walk?
I rode.
No further comment.
I know, he's put me on Front Street. No, but after, when we were lighting the tree, I asked for council members to come up, and I saw Councilmember Miller and Councilmember Davis came up. I'm just kidding with you. but would
I
like
actually
to-
wasn't there for that part.
Oh,
I had
okay.
left.
Okay.
Mark was
I'll
on,
let you go.
Mark had his golf cart
Okay.
and looking good. You probably won the first prize.
That was my wife. I didn't have anything to do with decorating that. That was
Mm-hmm.
her baby.
And why would you ask me to come ride?
Because they needed somebody else to ride on.
Oh, goodness. Any other comments from council members? Thank you. I will echo Councilmember Adams' comments about the Christmas parade. It was excellent. Thank you so much to staff, and especially our Assistant City Manager, Ms. Jackson. She was walking around like it was Macy's Day Parade. She had her headset in, a microphone, and walkie-talkie. She was just moving everything. So her, Mr. Gregg, and everyone, Mr. Carlos, we appreciate everything that you all do. Thank you so much. It was really well attended, and the Christmas family was overjoyed. So thank you for that. So Dr. Dimitri, his wife, and 2 children. I did want to follow up as well, City Manager. I know before Thanksgiving, I asked about the Christmas decorations on the north side, and I know in New Horizons community, and I know our city engineer said that we weren't able to do what we have done in the past to say, welcome to Douglasville and Jesse Davis Park because of the renovations that are going on. But there is some inconsistency on Strickland Street, on Strickland Street and on Highway 92. So I'm not certain if it's because the lights are out or like there are poles. It stops at Willie Watkins. And then I don't know if there's anything else. Maybe we could extend some more decorations before Christmas gets here. It looks a little sparse.
I will get with Mr. Roberts. I'm not quite certain about before Christmas, but I will get with Mr. Roberts on that.
Ooh.
Because today is the 5th.
The 6th, the 5th.
And, yeah, I will get with Mr. Roberts.
Yeah, we don't want it to, we don't want to feel like a stepchild. So if Campbellton, 92 Campbellton, Chapel Hill is the same street, kind of let it look seamless throughout the entire community would be wonderful. And then the other thing, during the Christmas parade, Councilman Davis and I said, Public Safety Chair, I'm going to report this to you, but we were riding on the sleigh, and the lights were out at Old Courthouse Square. Is there some constructions going on, Mr. Roberts?
About 25 years old, and just having troubleshooting.
Okay. Yes, sir, because it was just really dark there, and there were citizens there, but not very many, and they came back on when we got to Club Drive. So there's a little area from Old Courthouse Square to Club Drive where there weren't any safety lights.
Every other one looked like.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So those 2 concerns, and we're just doing. It's great they aren't huge things, but just little things. They make a difference. Little foxes, you don't want them to spoil the vine. All righty. Any other business? Thank you so much. We'll move on to updates from city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Our staff attorney, Ms. Miranda Jordan. Thank you, ma'am. The police department. Thank you. Good to see you, sir. Our city manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to remind you all that the item that you all just heard for the temporary alcohol license, just a reminder, that will be heard June of 2023. So even though their license expires July 15th, just very similar to now, it will be heard in June. So just reminding you all of that. And that will be either for temporary status or however you would like to move forward.
And with that, city manager, can we, if we were to give a license, is it renewal? Is it a renewal every year, annual renewal, or it just if there's a concern?
You all have amended your ordinance now. You can provide for a license, specifically a temporary license for any period of time. What I would recommend you do to make certain that if you decide that you want this business to move forward, to issue one that coincides with the calendar year, so that you're not having to come back in mid-year.
And just so we won't be unfair to this business, we know there were some concerns, some public safety concerns. Will that be given at that time, or if there's a major issue within this probationary period, are we going to be alerted at that time, or will it just be when they come to report? Because this time we didn't know about the concern until they were coming to have their license renewed.
I'll make certain, Captain Deming, we can make certain to have that report for that.
Okay. All righty. Thank you so much. Is that all you have, city manager? Thank you so much. Comments from citizens and delegates, if you sustain the meeting and you'd like to speak to us, please come forward, give us your name and address for the record, and we'd love to hear from you. Nothing? Councilman Siegel, former? No, okay. Now we have an executive session, so I will open the floor to adjourn into executive session to consult and meet with legal counsel regarding administrative proceedings.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. I have a motion. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved by Councilman Adams and second by Mayor Pro Tem to adjourn into executive session to consult and meet with legal counsel regarding administrative proceedings. Do we have any questions or comments as it relates to this motion? Thank you. Not hearing any. All those in favor of adjourning to executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We are adjourning to executive session after a short recess.